Hazard pay, that $10,000 to land in your bank account if you're an essential worker. Meantime, $5,000 grants, $10,000 grants, $50,000 grants. What's going on? Are all these grants still on place in the second stimulus package? Then is hazard pay on? Are you going to get $10,000 if you're an essential worker? And who are the essential workers? And what happens if you were an essential worker and were laid off? Are you entitled also to bonus pay? And what is bonus pay? And are some of the big box retailers paying big dollars starting right now as we enter the holiday season, even if you are a part-time employee? Breaking developments minutes ago, live from Washington and being recouped here in Los Angeles. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and this is Purple. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Purple with big developments about hazard pay. EIDL, grants, $10,000, $50,000, and $100,000 grants. Boy, essential workers, and hazard pay as bonus pay in a local jurisdiction. Meantime, essential workers working during the pandemic. Are you working in this holiday season? Are you going to get frontline worker money? And how do you get it? And what is it called? All breaking developments today. I have the big developments for you, and so let's twist and turn and get to it. If you've not subscribed, please do, because I got to make it very clear to you. I got to make it very clear to you, and I think I'm getting this through, that I'm getting viewers a lot of money right now, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, but right now. And I don't mean $500. I mean $5,000. I mean $10,000. I mean $15,000. I'm getting people money right now because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and guess what? Viewers have $15,000 in their bank account this Thanksgiving because of me. And this could be you, because ultimately 99% of the viewers of this channel qualify for all this money. And when you sit back and say, you know, is the stimulus check in the mail? No, it's not in the mail. It's not in the mail. Would you rather have $15,000 in your bank account today? I think you would. Or $15,000 landing to you? Yes, I think you would. And that's what I'm doing for the viewers. And I'm doing it all weekend long. I'm not taking a break. I'm here to do it for you. And there's volunteers to help you get this money. This is what's important. In this video, I'll be going over $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 grants, and I'm going to go over hazard pay. But that's not money coming into your account this weekend, or tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow. But it's money that would likely come. I'm going to give you the updates for it. But ultimately, I want you to have money right now. So please subscribe. Also, like this video. In this video, I'll be going over hazard pay. I'll be going over bonus pay. I'll be going over local hazard pay. I'll be going over federal hazard pay. I'll be going over what Mitch and Steve Mnuchin did yesterday and what that means for hazard pay. Then I'll be focusing on how you can get big money right now. And this is tens of thousands of dollars. It's not a few $100s. And it's money you're qualified for. This is money that every viewer of this channel qualifies for, and I want you to get it. And I don't want you to stop looking for it because it's Thursday or because it's Wednesday, and we're working together to get it. So please stay with me, and let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that Steve Mnuchin called back a lot of money from the Federal Reserve in the last 24 hours, and that money was put on a lock and key, is no longer available for stimulus relief by executive order or by just repurposing of money. Does it have anything to do with you on stimulus checks or hazard pay? No. Absolutely nothing. Ultimately, a lot of viewers got very nervous when they heard about it. And the fact that that $500 billion was found and then returned and put on a lock and key is not something new, because if you subscribe to this channel, I told you it's going to happen. In fact, I've been telling you that all this money that's sort of sitting around is coming back. There's $800 billion of CARES Act 1 money at SBA that would be a $5,000 stimulus check. That's going to come back eventually if it doesn't get sent out as a $5,000 stimulus check. Next, state and local money that's being used to give you rent, utilities, food, all that $10,000 and $15,000. That's going to be coming back in mid-December. Meantime, Steve Mnuchin has not one but two other funds that's coming back and is going to go back under lock and key. And when it goes on back under lock and key, what does it mean for you? Much of nothing, except that the president can't do executive orders anymore because the money's not around to fund the executive order. So what it's basically setting up is that Mitch McConnell has said he wants to do a narrowly tailored stimulus package and get it out during the holiday season. And that ultimately he's sending a very clear message. There's no extra money sitting around that can be repurposed in a different means. Do exactly what I sort of want. And as Steve Mnuchin prepares for his exit and Yellen prepares for her entrance, they'll have to start from scratch by using money at Congress by congressional authority only. And that will require the Temple of Doom to come off of her way or the highway and negotiate on where Mitch McConnell is at $500 billion. So what does that mean for you? You can still get a stimulus check for this. Absolutely. At Mitch McConnell's benchmark, absolutely you can get a stimulus check. Can you get hazard pay? Absolutely you can get hazard pay. Can you get FPUC? Absolutely. And all those other things? Yes. So when would you get it? Well, they want to give it to you over the holiday season. Is it going out today? No. Is it going out next week? No. Is it going out this weekend? No. So is there anything going out from the federal government for you for second stimulus this next few days? No. And I want to make that very clear to you. No. Ultimately, there is people that want to make you think that things are sort of coming. It's getting exciting. There's a push for something to arrive relatively soon. And it's any time. It's not coming in the next few days. All you and I are caring about is day to day at the moment. Certainly it will come, but it's not coming in the next few days. So what is coming in the next few days? Big money from first stimulus and escalated benefits and EIDL. So I'm going to go over that in a second. But before I get to that, I want to go over the other things that would come to you shortly, not this week and not next week, under a second stimulus package. First, hazard pay. $10,000, up to $10,000 if you worked during the pandemic. Anytime from January all the way up to the present, $13 an hour, calculated at how many hours you made. If you're an essential worker, you qualify. Who are essential workers? Tune into Purple Power Live. Every night I answer your questions. So if you're an essential worker but aren't sure, join me on Purple Power Live every night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I answer questions about essential workers. So $13 an hour times 10 times the number of hours to $10,000. That's the ceiling. If you made more than that, you still get $10,000. If you made less than that, you get that, and then you'll get $13 an hour going forward. If you made a lot of money in 2019, over $100,000, you would only get about $5,000 for hazard pay. All really quite good. Next, there's not one, not two, not three, but four other stimulus items, which are grants. Again, this is free money. It's not loan money. It's free money. It's also called stimulus that would be coming to you under the second stimulus package. The first one is EIDL. The remainder of the $10,000 EIDL, which you never got the first time around. Next, a new round of $10,000 EIDLs. Third, a CDC grant for frontline workers. Anyone who worked during the pandemic, CDC would give you a frontline worker grant. The amount of it is not clear. Fourth, a $50,000 lifeline grant. I'm, smirking because every time I think about it, I'm like, who is going to get this and how's it going to qualify? Because it sounds like a lot of money. Then there's some other grants. There's a $2,400. That's a grant. That's a stimulus that would be given to viewers on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. That's a special stimulus grant for just SSI and SSDI recipients. You understand the purpose of the word grant. That grant could be determined as free money or stimulus or grant. These words are interchangeable. They mean the same thing. So sometimes when people hear the word grant, it just makes them nervous. I don't know why. As though they're granting them something on the basis that they do something thereafter. No. No. And ultimately, some people hear the word grant, they think, I got to do something then. No, it's the same thing as saying free money. Every time I hear the word free money, it just sounds it sounds like you're in an alley somewhere, at 2 a.m. Here's some free money for you. I just don't like that expression. Then, stimulus. Stimulus is just sort of vague, so I'd rather have a little bit more of a specific word. But you get the point. Then there's free money or stimulus or back alley money for food. Then there's a rent grant, and it just keeps on going. There's a lot of things there. How do you get these? How do you apply? Where do you apply? it's going to be a whole involved process. They're going to have to set up a website. They're going to have to set up an agency. They're going to have a person in charge of the agency. They're going to have to put money in the agency. It's going to be a whole process. And ultimately, what I want you to understand is that it's just not there yet. And I don't want you to wait for that thing that's not there. So let's go over what you can get right now. Are you ready? I'm excited. Let's get to it right now. First, escalated benefits is just so much money. If you worked any time during the pandemic, if you were unemployed any time during the pandemic to the present, you should be listening to this video. What's important to understand is people who are unemployed and then employed, or employed and then unemployed, all qualify. If you're on UI, qualify. If you're on PUA, qualify. This is for all of you. And ultimately, guess what's happening next month? UI is going away. PUA is going away. FPUC is already gone. And people always ask me, do you think they're going to bring FPUC back? At the moment, my priority is getting PUA and UI extended, because at the moment we're getting less things by the second here. The initial concern in June was that FPUC was expiring. It expired. Now we are waiting for UI and PUA not to expire because they're about to expire. And remember, FPUC goes on top of PUA and UI. If they expire, you're left with nothing for it to go on top of. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting you money for escalated benefits. Every state has to pay it. It is not a question of anything. They have to pay it. And what's important for escalated benefits is it's thousands of dollars, $5,000, $10,000, $12,000. And that's money that will buffer you in the event that UI and PUA expire in a few weeks. You'll have $10,000 in your bank account because of me. Ultimately, even if you did not get $600 January 1 to January 8 and didn't get $600 January 8 to January 14. The concern is that you get money right now. So how do you do this? Very simple. Pull your 2019 tax return, get it, scan it, put it in your computer, then write a letter. And the letter should say, Dear Unemployment Department, I believe I qualify for additional weekly benefits based upon my 2019 tax return. Please take a look at it and see if I qualify for additional weekly benefits or higher weekly benefits or more weekly benefits. Use simple words and then send it off. The important things to understand is that I've been doing this particular video not since Thursday. I've been doing it since April 25th. I've done this video 1,000 times and I've gotten thousands of people this money. And ultimately, the hardest thing initially with this video was not getting the money, was getting the letter. Sending the letter. How to send the letter. Where do you send the letter? You send it to your unemployment department. How do you send it? The fastest means possible. So if they have an ability to send it in their website and upload it and send it off, yes. If they have ability to email it, yes. If they have ability to fax it, yes. I had one viewer who said, you know what, I'm not going to wait around with mail. I'm going to fax it. He faxed it. He was approved within a few hours. It was just done. Get it to them quickly. Ultimately, people are one person said on Holidays LA, I wanted to do escalated benefits, but I wasn't sure where I'm supposed to do it. What do you mean you're not sure where you're supposed to do it? This is unemployment. This is your unemployment department. They're sending you unemployment checks. You know where they are. This is who you're communicating. Then some person said, I called 311 or 411, asked, where do I send escalated benefits to? I'm like, you gotta listen, you gotta follow with me because this is for unemployment. This is your unemployment department. And if you apply for unemployment, you certainly should know where they're located. Next, CARES Act 1 money. This is what's so important, is that CARES Act 1 money is being held in your cities, your counties, and your state housing authority. Your city hall, your county hall, and your state housing authority. And you need to call up your city hall, your county hall, or your state housing authority. You also need to go to their website. Every city has a website, official website. Every county has their official county website. Every state has their official state housing authority website. And you need to get in contact with them now because the money's not going to be around by mid-December. Ultimately, every now and then I see someone say, I started something a few months ago, but I just sort of stopped. Maybe I'll get to it soon. Guess what? It's not going to be around soon. You got to do it now. And there's money for all of you. All of you qualify. What's important to understand is that there's always going to be someone that's going to say something like, there's nothing in the entire state of West Virginia. Oh, that's really nice news to me. I got someone $14,000 in rent in West Virginia. Well, how did he get $14,000? I couldn't find it. Well, there's a difference between there's nothing in the state of West Virginia versus I can't find it in the state of West Virginia. Ultimately, you need to get out of the mindset that there's nothing and into the mindset of I can't find it. Help me find it. It's better to understand that when you can't find something, you need help. I can't find it. Help me. As opposed to saying it doesn't exist. It never existed. I called someone on the phone. They said they can't find it. Hence, it must not exist. Okay. Why are you... let me ask you this question. Have you ever gone to the edge of the earth and seen whether it's flat or round? I just haven't seen it. I haven't had time to, but I just presume it's flat. So there you go. Next, EIDL. What's important to understand for EIDL is that EIDL is SBA, and ultimately what I'm warning you about with SBA is they're not going to be around forever. The Small Business Administration is not going away, but the EIDL program will likely go away and may go away in the next 2 weeks. I have done EIDL for a long time. I have done it since April 25th. No one knows more about EIDL anywhere worldwide than me. I've gotten viewers anywhere between $10 to $25 million in EIDL with this channel. And I got to tell you, in the last 3 days, I've never seen EIDLs processed and approved within 24 hours so frequently as I see them now. The reason why I believe it's happening is because the program is shutting down. I think they're closing it up and they're wrapping it up and they're trying to do things very quickly and very automated. So please get it done right. And the way you get it done right is the following. If you are a gig driver, an Uber and Lyft, a construction worker, a plumber, an electrician, a truck driver, and you declare your income on your Schedule C of your 2019 tax return, then when you go to sba.gov, the application is your name. The name of the business is your name. The social security of the business is your social security number. The bank account of the business is your personal bank account. And the amount of income, gross revenue is your Schedule C's gross revenue. The cost of goods sold is your line 2 of your Schedule C, and you're done. I had someone send me a nice DM a few minutes ago, said, I had a net income loss in 2019. Do I qualify? Well, sure. It's not based upon net income. It's gross revenue minus cost of goods sold divided by 2. Go get it and go get it right now. If you're an Uber and Lyft driver, you don't need anything else. The things that people are asking me of what they do or don't need are the following. Do I have to have declared tax? Do I have to have filed a tax return? Yes. What if I just did the tax return yesterday? That's fine, so long as you have a copy of it. What happens if I started the business in January? Yes, SBA will pay you EIDL based prospectively upon how much you were making January until the pandemic hit, and based upon that. It's not as fast a process, but they are paying for it. Next, do I need an EIN? No. If it's your business, no. If it's your individual personal thing, no. I need a corporate bank account. No, totally untrue. You don't need it at all. You need a really high credit score. No, you only need a 570. Next. It takes forever. No, it doesn't take forever if you do it correctly. It takes 24 hours to get the money. Finally, it's only for big money. No, I've had viewers get EIDLs for $1,200 in the last 3 days because they really wanted $1,200. They didn't have a lot of business, a lot of income and gross revenue in 2019, but they had enough to get an EIDL and they went and got it. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Coming up next is Being a Mitch. And stay with me for a live recording sporadically throughout the day. And then evening is LALATE. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay FLA for more.